Hi guys and welcome to the video. So sorry this took me so long to get out. I've been on a bit of a break and just decompressing, but we've had a few details come out about the new place, Sunshine Springs, which is the new district we're going to be exploring in the Saints Row reboot. I wanted to talk about it. There's not a great deal of information to go over, but I thought we'd go over the new screenshot that was released and the GIF that kind of showed off a little area of the map. So let's get straight into it. So the description reads as follows. Sunshine Springs is about to get sprung, a brand new district for the affluent, glitzy members of the Santa Walesa society, perfect for the lifestyles of the rich and the famous. So we have a big screenshot here to kind of analyze, but I want to talk about the description. That to me really reminds me of kind of the mansion area of the map where all the idols live, the kind of influencer style things. It's kind of I'm not that big of a fan of it, truthfully, but realistically, it'll be a nice addition to the map, I guess. I kind of wish they'd have gone for a bit of a different style of district as to what we already have, but hey, maybe it will be. But from the description, it just kind of reads like the idols area of the map where they have all the houses on like the mountains and cliffs and stuff, and it's not a big deal, but I kind of wanted something a bit more fresh. But of course, that's going off a very small description of what the area is going to be like, so I'm not going to judge it too hard. So, let's get straight into the actual screenshot and analyze what we can. So, first things first, as you can see, there is a massive kind of what would you call that really? Like a mini bridge thing in the road that says Sunshine Springs. I think that that's going to be the road entering the district. So I think we're going to drive through that to actually get to Sunshine Springs, if I had to guess, which would be pretty cool. It's a nice way to introduce a new district, I suppose, having a big sign being like, "Welcome to Sunshine Springs." Pretty cool. And honestly, yeah, I kind of like that that's going to be our entrance to Sunshine Springs, if that is the case. So, first small issue I have, there is a little building here called Apollo's Coffee. This to me seems like a reused asset. I actually, when I first saw the screenshot, thought that they were just going to revamp an old district because I saw this and I was like, well, that's already in the game. But no, it appears that they've reused an asset that was already there. Of course, not the biggest deal. It's just a sign. It may have nothing to do with the actual map, but something I took note of kind of immediately. We have some very nice cars, of course, driving down the road. Nothing too crazy, but still nice. And I also want to say, without going too far on a limb here, that we have some new pedestrians. Now, as you can see, there's a pedestrian in a suit crossing the road, and this to me is what I imagine the area is going to be full of. People in suits, the bigwigs, the kind of really political looking people, only suits and kind of the people with power basically in Santa Walesa, which would be a cool dynamic to have. I like the idea of basically this place is going to be home to the rich and the affluent and the really powerful people in Santa Walesa. And of course, it doesn't take much common sense to realize that what's actually happening here is the map is setting up for us to do heists. Come on, they're going to basically go, oh, this is the really rich area of Santa Walesa. By the way, let's perform some heists. It's quite self-explanatory. Pretty cool. And then the last thing I really want to talk about here, because there isn't a great deal in this screenshot, is if you look really far down the street, I'm going to try and zoom in for you. You can see like a big golden statue. This to me reminds me of like a town center area. There's already kind of one in Santa Ole, so I'll show you on screen what it is. But it reminds me of this area on the map. Pretty cool. Got a nice thing in there to have a bit of a monument. Nice and unique, and I like stuff like this as it kind of adds a bit more variety to the map. But hey, that's just the screenshot. Next we have the GIF. Now the GIF is really low quality, and the frame rate's awful, but I'm going to try and talk about what I can see. There's not a great deal, but yeah. So first things first, a nice water circle area. Looks really cool, hoping we get some new boats and stuff, but I'm not going to hold it too much hope. And there is also one thing I spotted right here actually is there's a weird symbol on the minimap, but I don't know what it is, whether it's a new activity, venture, maybe even crib. I've got no idea, but there seems to be some sort of weird symbol on the minimap. No clue what that is. But looking past the minimap and just the fact that there's water around us, you can see a lot of really rich buildings. It seems like there's it kind of reminds me of GTA 5. If you go to that area kind of up by Vinewood, um, you can see all the nice and rich houses. It reminds me of that where it's just like big white houses on cliffs, and it looks really nice. So to my eye at least, this map to me screams like it's going to just be a really rich, powerful area on the map. Kind of reminiscent of Vinewood that we're going to be performing heists in with some really cool, unique districts, and it doesn't also look too small. I was kind of worried that this district will be a little bit small and kind of just cut content, and that may very well be the case, but from my initial impressions, it doesn't look too small. We can already see a few gang activity or gang operations, whatever you call it in this game, around the map, but yeah. But look, like I said, there's not a great deal to go over, but to my eye, it looks quite pretty, and I like the idea of having a really powerful, rich area on the map for us to kind of perform heists in, so overall, not a bad first impression. If any more details come out, I'll report about it on the community tab. I don't want to make another video on this until the game is kind of out, or the DLC, sorry, is kind of out. Until then, though, that's my initial impressions of Sunshine Springs. It looks pretty good, and I think that we're going to be performing heists here. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. See you soon.